If you're making breakfast on your griddle, there's a 90% chance you're making bacon. My best trick for cooking bacon so it doesn't get too curled up is to put it down while your griddle is preheating. See, what happens is the fat has time to render out, which keeps it flat. I wish the fat would render out of my body, but that's a different conversation completely. If you get your griddle hot, or in some instances too hot, the bacon will curl up on you and possibly not cook all the way through. That's where you get like crispy outside, rubbery in the middle. No one wants that. That's my first griddle breakfast hack, but it's not my best griddle breakfast hack. That's coming later. Let's go over 5 more and we'll end on the best one. If you're making baked potatoes for dinner, throw in a couple extra baked potatoes the night before to cook the next morning with your griddle breakfast. I even froze some potatoes that I diced up here, pulled them out the next week to make with this biscuit and gravy biscuit bowl that I made. Potatoes take the longest, especially if they're fresh, so it's always good to try to par cook them in some way. The oven's great, you can boil them. Another thing you can do is steam them in the microwave, just to give them a little bit of a head start. I use this thing that my mom got me off of Amazon that has holes in it to pour the water out, so I can steam them in the microwave, then pour all the water out. I like to do this while my griddle is preheating and likely full of a pound of bacon. Can't go to school without your snack pack, and you can't griddle without your snack pack and whipped cream cheese filling. That's all it is, 2 ingredients to make an amazing pancake and or French toast filling. You could also fill crepes, but I don't have any footage of that because I didn't buy this griddle to make myself some crepes. I bought it to make bacon and French toast. Anyways, this couldn't be any easier. All you really do is whip those 2 things together. You can do it the night before, hold it in the fridge, and it's going to definitely take your griddle breakfast up to the next level. Did you know you can make cinnamon rolls on your griddle? Well, now you do, because I just told you, and here's the 2 ways to do it. First way is to put your cinnamon rolls under a dome. I'm doing this just straight on parchment paper, but you could also use a small wire rack if you got one. The parchment paper worked, but they did get a little dark on the bottom. I had the griddle at around 375 degrees. The next way to do it is to put some butter directly on your griddle, then line up all your biscuits. Again, we're still at 375 here. And after that, we'll spray some parchment paper with olive oil and to begin to smash these down like they owe us money. Now, this isn't a time to be nice, folks. Just pretend you work for the mob and there are debts to be paid. It's not your fault these cinnamon rolls have gambling problems. You just need to make sure you collect what is owed to you and your familia. Now, the smashed ones obviously get dark and crispy as well. It's really a complete different texture than you're used to for cinnamon rolls. Both ways are good, especially once you cover them with a bunch of icing. Definitely give these a try with your next griddle breakfast. What do you know? More butter on the griddle. Delicious. I just really enjoy watching butter melt on the griddle. Anyways, we're going to jump to our next tip, which is scrambled eggs. We're going to slowly pour them and make a well. I know this seems silly. Is this really a tip on how to make scrambled eggs? Is this a hack? I don't know. I'm just telling you how I make scrambled eggs. You put the temperature down low between 300 and 325. You pour them slowly so they don't go everywhere all over your griddle. And then you make that little well that I just made there. So you're just pulling out spots in the middle to pour your eggs into. And it's kind of like damming the eggs in. So you just kind of keep doing that. Let them cook up a little bit. Add more eggs, let them cook, add more eggs. It's a slow process. You got to be patient. Good things like fluffy scrambled eggs come to those who wait. That's what my grandmother used to always tell me, at least. Tater tots are my best griddle hack. Turned into hash browns. What? Yeah, you heard me right. You take these tater tots out of the freezer, ideally about an hour before you're getting ready to cook your breakfast. You want them to get mushy, you want them to defrost. If you did not take them out 1 hour before you're doing breakfast, that's okay. You can do what I did here, which is put them in a microwave safe container and then go ahead and pop them in the microwave for like, I don't know, a minute. minute and a half. Looks like I did 2 minutes. Close enough. So then we put them on the griddle. They're nice and mushy now. We're going to separate them out, kind of chop them up. You don't have to do this. That's just how I did it. Another option is to use your egg rings. So on these ones, I let the potatoes defrost on the counter for an hour. Then I just got my omelet and my egg rings out with some oil on the griddle just to help kind of shape them. You know, I want to try to make these into like big round tater tot patties. So I'm patting them down in there, putting them in my egg rings. The little ones stayed in form, the big one not as much. You'll see here at the end. Add more oil. You want to use a lot of oil on this. That's how you're getting that fried tater tot flavor with the crunchy outside and the soft potatoey inside. So after about 8 minutes, we'll flip them. Here's the small one. You can see it looks absolutely great. That is the type of thing that's going to make me wait until next week to start my diet. These are great. You got to try them. If you want to see some more great griddle recipes, click the video on your screen now.